We are live. The Texas Rider Show. What's going on, everybody? This is
How's
episode
everybody
38.
doing?
Hope everyone's good tonight. We'll be missing Dwayne. He's got COVID. He's got COVID, so let's pray for him and hope for a fast healing so we can get back on the show and we can hang out. So, Biker Dad's in the house. Let's see who's all in the house tonight and the live chat. We have So Get This. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Ange. Biker Dad's in the house. And see, that's about it. So, yeah, so let's pray for Dwayne for a fast healing. I guess, a couple days ago we found out, so he's in a 10-day quarantine. He's actually
I
he's in
see.
the chat right now. I'm surprised. So,
I see
huh?
Mothership Products is in chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now. But I know he probably didn't want to come on, so. So what's going on? What's going on with you, Wizard?
Not much. Went for a ride today with you and a couple of our other buddies.
Oh, you got to turn your speaker down. What happened?
Yep, I got it. There we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we went to Surfside / Angleton near the Gulf. What is that main bridge that we go over that you can see all of that area, the Surfside area?
I don't know. I think it's called the Surfside Bridge.
Surfside Bridge, pretty high.
Yep.
Right when you get up to the middle, you can see just all of the huge ships out there in the Gulf. And then see all those houses right there too. It's a pretty cool feeling when you're riding up there. We went on was about 180-mile ride round trip.
Yeah, about 180 miles round trip.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. So, you have your YouTube muted?
Do I have my what?
Muted? Is your speaker muted?
Yeah, on the other one.
Okay. Cool.
I turned off the speakers on the other one.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, man, I wanted to talk to Dwayne to see if he's bought any bikes or sold any bikes today, but that'd be on the next show. So
all right, sounds good.
Yeah, at least he's here in the chat, it looks like, for a little bit. So what we got on the agenda today? They have Triumph has a new bike out. I guess it's the new Rocket 3. It's supposed to be pretty quick. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Yep.
We'll talk about the I guess 3 weeks ago there was a it had to be inside job. It was 4, like biker news. It was 4 guys breaks into this dealership and ends up stealing 4 brand new Harleys, like street glides, right out the door.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. That's way different.
Yeah, it had to be. I mean, they knew exactly. You can see where they got the keys, got onto the bikes, and then started taking off. It's like it was almost like an inside job.
Sounds like it is somebody that did knew something somehow.
Yeah. And then I just came across a YouTube video that had the live wire. There was a live wire that actually caught on fire, or you didn't see the smoke. I mean, not smoke. You didn't see the fire, but you saw a whole bunch of smoke coming out of that engine. So, which is kind of crazy. So on your bike, huh?
Did you pull up anything on the live wire that caught on fire?
Well, I'll show you a video here in a second. Here, let me
All right.
bring that up. But while we're talking about that, have you have you did anything to your bike yet?
Nope, nothing in mind yet. I'm
Nothing yet.
contemplating. I'm contemplating getting new pegs and new footboards on mine, and I just haven't found the ones that really turn my clock yet.
What I like is the guy we rode with today, Dale. He uh, he got his handlebars raised, and I'm really liking the way that feels. It's a lot higher, even though he's a little taller guy. I feel like my arms on the street glide are stretched a lot, and this brings it back to a normal, like really easy position. So I'm thinking about getting handlebars, like maybe he's 12-inch handlebars. I think I want to go maybe 10, but I do like the way his is, his feels too. So
Yep, I do too. I mean, they look good, and you know, uh, I'm looking at kind of the. He's got 12 inch. You said,
yeah, he said his is a 12-inch handlebars.
yeah. Uh, Kind of the ones like he's got. They show them on Amazon for like $169.
Oh, really? So I wonder how
Yeah.
much it would cost to have them install it, because that's a lot of wiring.
You.
I wouldn't want to mess with all that.
Yeah, me either. So
All right, Biker Dad's in the house. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Damn, did you shave your hair?
I shaved my head,
Damn,
my face.
shoot, you look 20 years younger, man. No,
Thank you. I look fatter too.
I didn't say that.
It's good to see you guys.
Oh, you too,
hey,
man.
you and I use the same barber.
Damn, I gotta have mine now. No.
No. I went razor. I mean, I used a razor completely.
Oh wow, that's cool.
You did
I'll
what
be
now?
honest. I used a razor. I'll be honest with you.
Oh,
The jokes with the gray hair from the wife got to me. I started showing a lot of gray up here, and
yep.
I'm not gonna be dyeing my hair. I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
So just took it all off.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that's yeah. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
Something different. So, what kind of in the chat? I saw that you decided on a bike. So, what
Yes,
kind of bike
yes.
you
It's
think?
so I know you have a channel, and I'm not trying to promote other channels. I'm sure you guys watch some other YouTube channels, but there's a guy. He's from Texas. I think maybe you know about him. His name is Trip on Two Wheels,
Yeah, I'm subscribed
and
to him. Yeah,
yeah, and I actually talked to him, and we were talking about. I told him, hey, I come from Dual Sports, and he has Harleys. He has some Japanese bikes as well, and I don't know. I went and tested Kawasaki Vulcan. Yeah, Vulcan. I
Yeah.
think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Vulcan. It's a cruiser.
Yeah, I fell in love with that bike.
Oh, did
Uh,
you? Okay.
and we talked a little bit, more. There's a couple different setups. They have the classic with the windshield. They have like a base one, and then they have a custom one. And I went and tested it again. I went four times, and I don't know. That bike just speaks to me. It
Yeah,
just it just checks all the boxes, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna buy a used one or I'm gonna pull the trigger and buy a new one. Because I do have the money to go just buy a new one right now. Because I told you I have a little budget that I can get that bike. Or should I look and buy a used one with low miles? It seems like I can find one with 3,000 to 4,000 miles for a really decent price. Or do I just want to get a new one and not worry about what somebody did to that bike, or start from scratch?
yeah.
And maybe ask you guys advice. I mean, do you guys prefer buying a brand new bike for yourself, or do you guys think a used way is also a good way to go?
Well, well, go ahead if you want to answer it. I've always had all my bikes were used until my Street Glide, until I bought that. But all depends on how well it's taken care of, really. And the question, the big question is, can you afford a payment, or are you gonna just buy this
No, 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 no.
payment?
And I don't want to come off as like I'm bragging or anything. I'm grateful to God for everything I have. I always say God's blessing and hard work.
Yeah,
I,
exactly. I agree.
I did have a budget. If I was gonna go buy a brand new Harley, I would put a really nice chunk of down payment and then
Yeah.
make payments. But here, I have enough to just go buy it completely.
Okay.
And maybe have a little leftover for some new gear. I definitely will need a new helmet because I have a different helmet for when I was riding dual sports. It's more of a motocross helmet where you can put goggles on.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I, you know, I'll have a little leftover to go buy some different helmet or different leather jackets and so on.
Yeah. What's the horsepower, the CCs and all that on there?
So the one that I was looking, there's two Vulcans. There's a 650 and that has a Ninja 650 engine, but the one that I was riding was the 903 cc.
Oh,
And
okay.
don't quote me exactly, but I'm sure you can look it up. I think the horsepower is somewhere high 40s or low 50s.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not, I don't care about, I don't need 100 horsepower. It did freeway miles fine when I took it on the highway. It did 65, 70 beautifully. Um, and it just felt, I don't know, it just felt really good when I got on it.
Well, that's what counts. It's not
Yeah.
what you ride; it's your love to ride.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, and
And
then Kathleen in the chat, she's her. They're both. They live in Houston. Also, I met Kathleen. She's a real nice lady. But her
mhm.
husband rides, and she was saying that her husband basically bought a used cop bike for low miles, and they take care of it. All depend on you want to see your records. Is this going to be at a dealership or an individual person?
While I'm buying from, well,
Yeah.
I've tested them and I haven't made up my decision if I'm buying used. Like I said, the other guy, the YouTuber Trip on Two Wheels, he says try to find a used one.
Yeah.
And when I had my Suzuki, my dual sport, I bought it brand new.
Okay.
And obviously, I had that bike for a long, long time. And I don't know. I feel like if I do buy it brand new, I know what maintenance is going to be done because I'm buying it from, brand new.
Right.
Uh,
Exactly. And
and
no.
I'm kind of like, sorry for using this word, I'm kind of anal when it comes to maintenance,
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know. And I don't know, maybe your thoughts. I mean, I've never bought a used motorcycle before, so I,
Yeah.
I I don't even know how I would start with that.
Well, I think if you get it at the dealership, I think they'll probably do the whole rundown on the bike and make sure everything looks good, and probably like a 20-25 point checkup, and just probably go over
Mhm.
the engine. That's one thing too. But another thing, buying a used bike. Let's say you buy this particular bike, and for some reason you don't like it, you've test rode it, looks good and everything, and then this particular bike, you're like, man, I just haven't rode this long enough, so maybe I want to trade it in. So, but if you buy a new one, you're not going to get. You dumped all this money on this brand new one now, and
Yeah.
then you're not going to get what you paid for it. Basically, you take it. Let's say you bought it. I'm just throwing a number out there. Say you bought it for 15,000 brand new. I don't
Oh,
know
they're
how much it
cheaper.
go for.
They're
Well,
cheaper.
I'll just threw that number out there. So let's say it's 10,000, just
Hmm.
for grids, right? So you bought this for $10,000. You're like, I rode this thing for 3 or 4 months now. I just don't like the way it feels. Now you're gonna have to try to sell it yourself for less than that, and you just basically had that money that you just dumped into it. It's just an idea, a little thought in your head.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like I said, I'm new to the whole cruiser motorcycle scene. Like for example, I had a DRZ 400, and yes, that was in Oregon. The market for those bikes, for those dual sports, you don't lose a lot of money if you try to sell a used bike.
Okay, yeah,
But I noticed that on Japanese bikes, I've noticed when I went on Craigslist, and they could be a couple years old with very low mileage, and they don't hold their value like a Harley does. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
No.
they're almost like half a price of what they're
Isn't
new,
that
and I'm like, is it because something's wrong with them, or I mean, why are they so cheap? Like on the used market compared to a brand new bike, compared to something like a used Harley that's like 3 years old. I just
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Harleys, like you said, Harleys have a good value to it, and it's hard to, I guess, because number one, there's some of the, just doing a little bit of research, some of the dealerships, there's actually a Harley Davidson bike shortage right now for used bikes.
Yeah.
Totally, and maybe that has something to do with the value too.
Uh,
But
can I mention something? I don't know. Maybe you were talking about the article earlier about those guys stealing 4 Harleys.
oh
But
yeah,
did you see? There's some kind of. I think I seen a video or article about it. Harley's gonna have a new program where they're selling used bikes or something like that. A really uh, I don't remember what it was, but it was something about them selling used bikes to new riders for. Uh, I think there got to
like,
be
are you talking about the finance? I heard
yeah,
something.
the
Yeah,
finance
yeah.
part. Yeah, I think
They're
that's
trying
what it
to
was.
they're trying to get new riders if they can't afford the new bikes. They're trying to help them finance the older bikes or the used bikes, I should say, to easily put them into a payment plan that they can afford. Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
That they're trying to change that up now.
I think that's a
Okay.
really good idea.
So, Biker Dad, what's your budget?
Well, if I told you my and like I said, I'm not trying to brag. This is all. My budget was about $20,000 for a new bike, and what I
Okay.
was gonna
Okay.
do, I was gonna put, let's say, half of that, or maybe around, let's say around half, but maybe 7 grand and make payments the rest of the way.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
as of right now, I can spend about around $10,000.
Okay.
Uh,
Because
if
I'm looking.
that's without payments. That is without payments.
Yeah.
Sure.
I can do that.
I'm looking in the Waco area, and there's an '09 Harley Heritage for $8,200.
Now, I know you want me to get on a Harley. I know that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well,
There was one in there.
yeah.
Really,
I mean, if you're trying to get on Harley, there. I mean, and there's some others in there. There's a Suzuki VS Intruder, and
No, I can't do a Suzuki anymore. I had one for 16 years, and that's not a dig. That's not a dig at Dwayne.
Yeah.
I love Suzukis. Don't get me wrong. No, the reason why it's not because. Go ahead. Sorry.
there's a 2010 Triumph Thunderbird in there also.
I don't know. I don't know how much about modern Triumphs, but I know a little bit about the older ones from what I heard from people, and you got to
Okay.
keep a lot of.
Then you got a 2016 Indian and a 2012 Honda Shadow.
The Shadow. What's the CC on the Shadow?
750.
Ooh, 750. I don't know what the horsepower on those things. I think they're even less than on the Kawasaki. But that's just okay. What I want to say is it's not like I have to have a Kawasaki. Excuse me. It just felt the most. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It just felt the most natural when I rode that bike, and that's why I rode it 4 times. But you're right. Maybe I ride it for 3-4 months, and then I could say, I don't like this bike. That's why it took me such a long time when I bought my Suzuki, my first bike, because I don't plan on selling a bike within a year or two. I keep them for a long, long time. And this bike will be used for daily riding to work. I mean, it has to snow or either, I don't know, crazy hail and rain for me not to ride. You know,
Yeah.
so um, and I know Kawasaki's are pretty reliable. I'm not saying Harleys are not reliable, but I know on Kawasaki's the maintenance right is cheaper a little bit maybe than
Yeah.
taking a. You were talking about Texas Rider last 2 weeks ago, how
Yeah.
much it costs to go to the dealership for a Harley, which you know nothing wrong with Harleys. I'm just saying that the kind of to change your oil when you pay that much.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, they another thing on that, and I think I said that a couple weeks ago too. As long as it's a certified Harley, it doesn't have to be a dealership, but as long as it's a certified technician that will do your oil changes, it's and you have the receipts, it should still be covered. No matter if you have, if something goes wrong with it, then they'll look at that and they'll say, okay, you use and all depend on if you get that warranty too. You have to use a certain type of oil, like I was explaining last week or a couple weeks ago. But any dealership can do it. Just find the best deals, or any Harley technician that's certified into working on Harleys will cover that too. So
Have you guys always rode Harleys, or have you ever had any other bikes besides?
Wizard
I,
has,
I, I've owned street bikes. In other words, crotch rockets, and I've owned. I had a I believe it was a Yamaha. Wouldn't it? I think it was the Intruder.
you also had a Honda Vargo, didn't you? I
Yeah,
remember
that.
Yeah,
that.
I did.
Yeah,
I
I
had a
think.
Honda Vargo.
Yeah, I remember
And,
And
that.
no, no.
and what made you get rid of them?
I've been a Harley guy ever since I started riding, and the prices were right when I bought them. Kind of like what you're doing, and I bought them, but then I turned around and sold them, and I went back to Harley.
It
Just
all depends
resale
on
value on Harleys are so much better, and they hold because everybody wants a Harley.
and the thing about it is too, it all depends on how much you can afford at that time too. So I mean, I was a
Exactly.
kid at that time, and I didn't know anything about the finances because I was a kid, and maybe he couldn't afford it at that time, because they were still pretty pricey back then, even the used ones.
Oh
So
yeah, and we're not in high school anymore, and
yeah, exactly.
like I say, I always say this, God's blessing and hard work, and I do have a budget. I could make a good payment on one and make very low payments if I really wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm sure I can work that out, no problem. Or I mean, I can buy. I really, I really always wanted a chopper. I really still believe that at some point within a couple of years, God willing, I will buy some kind of Sportster and have it made into a chopper. I
there you
just
go.
think, I think there would be a great weekend. Go to a bar or restaurant or something like that.
Yeah,
But I also want a daily bike where I can just turn a key, go. I feel like if I do that with a Harley, and I've seen Harleys with crazy high mileage, I just feel like if something goes wrong, or if you know how you buy you buy a vehicle, you have a beater vehicle, you kind of don't care if it gets scratched or whatever.
yeah.
And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I just feel like because the Japanese bikes are so much cheaper, I can feel not bad as much if something happens to that bike. You know what I mean?
Like a throwaway
Oh
toy
yeah, of
almost.
course. I
And,
mean,
and I,
I've
yeah,
got,
and I feel like
I've
go
got,
ahead. Sorry.
I got. Yeah, I know what you mean. Uh, Texas Rider James has got about 20, probably about $27,000 invested in his. I have $50,000 invested in mine.
Road Glide.
So
What's up?
Hey, what's going
What's
on,
going on,
Morris?
Road
How you
Glide
doing?
Renee? Hey, what's going
Hey,
on?
pretty good. You guys?
I can hardly hear you on your
uh,
mic.
what's up, Road
Let's
Guide
see.
Renee?
I
So,
apologize for my cigarette. If it bothers you, please let me know.
oh man,
Not
I can
even
feel that.
close. Not even close.
So
Hey, then
I met him today. He was on Instagram. We connected, and I was like, "Hey, man, if you want to come on the show and just hang out, you're welcome to." So here he is. He showed up. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. I know
Okay,
you're
so
from Texas,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you guys can hear me good, all right? How's that?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
All right. So,
You
yeah,
good?
I'm riding out of South Texas right now. So I live real close to the border down the McAllen Mission area. So all the way down South Texas, beautiful roads to ride around here. My name's Road Glide Renee, right? But as I was putting in the chat, I've ridden everything. You know, I think I put there my favorite bike. I heard it brought up was the 2006 Vulcan Mean Streak 1600. That bike, man, we did almost 52,000 miles on that bike, and I kid you not, other than an oil change and keeping the fluids in that shaft drive, man, that was probably the most reliable, cost-effective motorcycle I've ever owned.
There you go,
And
Biker Dad.
I mean, I'm a Harley guy. Like I said, I consider myself like my biking was in stages, right? So my first bike was a 88 Honda Magna 750 shaft drive. And you know, I got that when I was 17 years old. And you know, I have had good luck with bikes for the most part. Hondas, cows, and now Harleys. And you know, I got nothing bad to say about any brand. But you know, I'm a Harley guy. You know, I'm that kid that when you grew up, you always wanted a Harley. You dreamed of riding a Harley. That was me.
Exactly.
But I wasn't, you know, my pockets didn't support it at the time. So
Oh yeah, I know about it. You know, when you're in high school, you you know you want the badass bike, but it's like, well, you're broke. You're out of high school, living on your own. You know, so it takes a little bit of time. Like I don't know if you heard me. I always been riding dual sport bikes for the last 16
okay,
years. So this is a way different. 2 weeks ago, I was telling a Texas rider when I got on a cruiser, it amazed me how much torque it had. It's so different, you know. So this is all new to me, and I'm just trying to buy a bike where I can use it every single day. Because in Oregon, where I'm from, I rode through rain. You know, it's 8 months, 9 months out of the year, it's rain or snow. I didn't care. I rode all the time. Now I live in Texas. It's like, well, I can ride in a t-shirt almost all the time, you know.
All
So
year round, yeah.
I do want a
yeah,
Harley because I feel like if I do buy a Harley, you know, I got a son that's coming up in age that is apparently he's into motorcycles now too. And something that maybe I want to give to him down the road. I feel like, and no disrespect to anybody that rides Japanese bikes, I don't feel like, you know, let's say I had my DRZ. I don't feel like it's a heirloom. I think that's the right English word, right? Is it heirloom? Heirloom, yeah. I don't feel like a Kawasaki is gonna be an heirloom. Hey son, I want you to have this amazing bike. Maybe to somebody it is. I feel like a Harley is more that, you know, it's something that you can pass on to your kid and so on eventually, you know.
absolutely.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Hey,
point.
Biker Dad. All right. Hey, Biker Dad. I'm looking.
Yes, sir.
You know where Kerrville is, don't you?
Uh-uh.
Well, it's not too far from you. There's a 2000. Talking about bikes. Here's a 2006 Honda VTX 1300cc, and it's a clean looking bike. $4,700.
Is that the chopper or is that the cruiser VTX?
That's a cruiser. That's a cruiser.
Yep.
That's I think the VTX came in a 1300, and then they also had an 1800 VTX. If I'm not mistaken, Honda made a pretty big bike, that year. That 1800 VTX was, I mean, that thing would stomp the pavement.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know. I felt like I made up my mind on the Kawasaki. Maybe I should. You guys are gonna drive me nuts. Now I got to go test more bikes. Jeez.
Hang on. I'm gonna give you I'll share the right here.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I'll have to
All
go
right,
back and look at it.
Show
All right,
him.
let me hear it. Okay, there we go.
Take a look at that.
Oh wow,
I need to
That's
get
a-
full screen.
that's a cool looking
Hey,
bike.
that's a good looking bike.
Is that on Craigslist?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it has a shaft drive, right? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's a shaft drive. They look like polished aluminum wheels. Looks like he's got a windshield on it, and some soft bags. Sissy bar seat, not bad.
Yeah, I definitely
Liquid
want a
cooled.
windshield. I definitely want a windshield.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's what I would
Wow.
do. I would shop stuff like that and take a look. You might have to drive a little bit, have somebody drive over there and pick it up, or drive over, test ride it, and see. But
What's the
here, let me
mileage on it?
uh
About 5,000, 4,900,
Oh, that's not.
4,984.
yeah,
Yeah, that's nothing.
4984, and it's 1312 cc, which is really decent. Are you getting the other pictures as I go through them?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
sir.
going to. Yeah, it's working.
Okay. See,
It's
Oh, that's beautiful.
that's a clean looking bike.
Can you go to the front? Is there a radiator on that bike, or is that an air cooled bike? Liquid cool
It
bike?
should be. It'll tell. No, it's an air cool. I don't see the
Oh, wow.
radiator.
That's a cool
Tires
looking
look
bike.
good.
damn.
Oh, and I love the fact that I'm kind of old school. I like the fact that the tack
It
is,
may have a radiator. It may have a radiator because I'm looking right here, and I can't see any air through there. So it probably has a radiator, but that doesn't make a difference.
yeah, that
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
bother me.
It has a radiator there. It shows you right there. Has a radiator.
Hey, let's take a look at the dash. Does it have a fuel gauge? That's one thing that with some of the Jap bikes, like my Kawasaki, my Vulcan, it only had a dummy light. It did not have a fuel gauge. So I kind of had to, turn on the trip meter every time. Let's see. We've got oil, odometer, speed. I don't think we have a fuel gauge.
I don't
Yeah,
see one on there either.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
an
that
oil
that
light, but that's it.
yeah, that's something to take a look at. And usually you get the orange need fuel light. That's how my Vulcan was. And I mean, I never got close enough to figure out exactly how many miles to the gallon I would get. But
What year is this bike?
That's
This one,
2006.
yeah,
Yeah,
06.
Yep.
So it's probably carbureted, huh? Or is it fuel injected?
Does it say on there?
Let's see if
Can't
it
tell.
says here.
It doesn't bother me.
5-speed shaft drive. It doesn't say if it's injected or not.
It doesn't bother me if it's a carbureted. I mean, my DRZ was a carbureted bike, so
But does it show? Can you zoom in on the? Well, it doesn't. That don't look like a breather, does it? On the side,
it looks like
Here,
a
let me go.
air
like
filter
a
cover.
yeah. I mean,
It should be on the left side then, right?
Yeah,
Let's see.
I thought you had it.
there it
Oh,
is.
you can't zoom it in though, can you? Hit that plus button. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Now, my guess is,
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's injected, it still has to get air.
Now you can go through the pictures now since it's a big picture. There you go.
Seats nice, saddlebags.
Yeah, it's like it's ready to go, and the tires
Look
look
at that,
like they have a lot of tread.
Oh yeah, they got the little
Tires,
stubbies on them.
good tires.
Not bad. Chrome looks good. Those are aftermarket exhausts for sure. That's not factory exhaust. They don't look like it.
No, it
Look
doesn't.
like some Vance and Hines, maybe some long shots or staggered shots.
I really
not
like
bad.
the speedometer that's on the tank. I really love that.
Yeah, that looks like
Yeah.
brand new tires, man. Look at that.
Yeah, it does.
Man, that
Look.
is one. Well, I'll have to. What did you just type in Waco Craigslist, or what did you type in?
Yeah, I typed in Waco Craigslist, and that's where it was. And then here's another one.
So Mothership Motorsports, who's well, he's normally on the show too, but he said that that 1300 is a CV carburetor.
Oh, CV.
Yeah.
That's not a deal breaker to me. I mean, I've never had a fuel injected bike, so I wouldn't even know how. I don't know anything other than carburetors. So
All right, here's another one, James. Show him that one.
All right. There we go. Ooh, all black, huh? Well, a little bit.
Yeah,
of chrome.
1700 cc.
Show it big screen. There you go.
I will be honest with you. I like the Honda look. To me, the Honda looks more classic.
Yeah,
But this looks more like a muscle
I
bike.
do too.
This almost looks like a V-Star, sort of, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, a V-Rod.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like the Harley. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the Yamaha. That's the Road Warrior, I think it is, and I think that came out to compete with like that V-Rod and
Oh yeah. Okay.
and yeah, I want to say that's a big bike though, 1700 cc's. That's I mean
yeah, that's
that thing will get out of its own way for sure.
Oh yeah.
well, I'll check it out. I will. I guess I'll go back to the drawing board. I feel like you guys don't want me to get the Cowie. It's all good.
Go HD, man. HD forever, man.
No, I mean, whatever you decide is up to you. Whatever you're comfortable riding. But I was just showing you some different options there that you may want to take a look at.
I'm comfortable riding two wheels. I tell you that, and it has to be a motorcycle. I don't do mopeds. It has to have a clutch and gears. So
Oh, there you
it has
go.
to be a motorcycle. But I'm not doing a dual sport anymore. I feel like it's. Well, I don't know where I would even ride in Texas, but it's just too much. You know, my body it started feeling like it was
All right.
taking too much time.
I'm gonna show you one more.
It's
And
not trying,
this
right?
one- No. All right, there you go.
No. All right.
Well, this
There you
looks
go.
like that's a Harley, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And see, and see, that's almost a chopper style, like what you want.
What is that anyway?
I don't.
is it a
Where's this at?
It's
okay.
it's a cut. Yeah.
Is that a dyno?
It's probably. It looks like it might be a Dyna.
Yeah, like a close to
Okay.
a dyno, sort of.
It says
just
Sport
says
Touring,
Harley.
so that would be it would probably be a Dyna. But I just,
It's-
you know,
That's a cool looking bike. I like the orange.
yeah. But go.
Did you
go to
guys? Did you guys
Craigslist.
see? Did you guys seen that? I think it's called what is it? A Street Bob. I think that's the name of the Harley.
Yeah.
In that like
Yeah.
orange color.
yeah.
Wow, I love that color. Man, that speaks to me a lot.
Harley actually came out with what 2 or 3 new colors this year for 2021. They have the one that's called the Venom. What is it, the Venom Green? It actually changes different colors, like the Camelon color on the Street Glide, and it has a 1 on the front part of the fairing.
Road Glide. How do you pronounce your name? The last part. How do you pronounce that?
Renee.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Renee.
Renee. Yeah,
You say
Renee
you're a
with two
Harley
E's.
guy. Say that again.
yeah. Renee with 2 E's.
I'm just like I don't know. You don't know this, but they do know. I'm a foreigner, so some words in English I might not pronounce them right. I apologize.
No
Anyway,
worries, brother.
my question to you: you say you're a Harley guy. Your opinion on Indian bikes, Indian motorcycles?
You know, I test drove the Challenger and the Dark Horse, and I'm not gonna lie, they're great motorcycles. They're great motorcycles. I'm just real picky about styling for me, right? For me, styling is now that I'm I'm a Harley guy and I got exactly what I want, right? So for me, styling is a big thing. I just wasn't a big fan of the front fender, right, of most of the Indians. I don't like how I like to see the wheel. I like to see the meat of that wheel. I'm more of a chopped fender kind of a person like that. And, I don't really like the Indian logo. If you ever look at the Indians, they have that Indian crown right on the front fender. I'm not a big fan of that. The Challenger to me is just a Road Glide knockoff, I couldn't believe that they couldn't be a little more original than just to kind of take that down like that. And You know, there's that old meme that's out there. It's all the time is, you know, no one grew up dreaming to buy or dreaming of anything other than a Harley as a kid, you know. So Indian is, you know, from what I hear, I got some buddies that went Indian, but if Victory would come back and I needed a second bike, I'd go with the Victory. You know, I think those things were, man, they look good. The price point was where it needed to be. It's a Polaris, so you could fix it with just about anything, you know. And I think they were different enough, you know, but still had that cool look. So I'm a Harley Victory guy. I can't get into the Indian. You know, a lot of the guys, you know, ride them and they say that they I guess they outperform, but by the time you can add anything you want to a Harley, I mean, you name it, you think of lights and colors and badges and whatever you want, and by the time you get it dressed the way exactly you want it, I think they look way better than the Indians.
Plus, you can get a bigger crate engine for them now too, and like a 131.
Oh man, yeah, you kidding me? You drop a 131 in a Harley, and you're talking. You get it tuned right with a good cam, you can push almost 140 horsepower, and that's a lot of power to bike.
So if you're not going with a crate engine with the Harley, like what's the biggest engine they make is the 114, right?
No,
114.
Oh,
well,
you talking about stock?
Yeah, stock like from the dealership.
Yeah.
Well, the CVO comes with the 117. So if you go with the CVO, the custom vehicle operations, they'll have a 117 that you can buy right off the floor. But you know,
that's pretty pricey, isn't it? Like 40,000+ or something.
Yeah, the CVOs they're starting at like 42, 43.
I knew they were somewhere around there. But
they're
automatic lock, bagger locks, and all that. You know.
Yeah.
Upgraded radio, and you know, it's crazy.
Man, but that's crazy. And the 131, that's a crate engine, right?
Yeah.
And how much horsepower did you say? Yeah. How much did you say it puts out? The 131?
If you tune it and you get a good cam, I've seen guys pushing 145, 140-ish horsepower out of that. I'd say stock is probably about 112. You know, so it really just depends. I did a stage 2 kit on my Road Glide. So I did a SNS 475 cam. I did a Screaming Eagle heavy breather, and I did a performance exhaust. I went with D&D, and the bike went from brand new stock, about 78 horsepower, to 121. So for me, that's plenty. I've never had a performance anything, right? So I've never had a performance motorcycle like a muscle bike. And just that stage 2 is, I mean, it's more. I got plenty of smiles, so I'm satisfied with that.
What year?
It'll run out from underneath you. Hey James.
Oh, absolutely.
Share the screen and show Biker Dad and Renee my bike.
That's his bike right there.
Awesome.
Wow, that looks dope.
And that's a 20. Awesome. That's a 2020 Street Glide.
Wow.
Harley.
Yeah, Texas Rider was telling me how you got that front end converted. Wow.
Yeah. That's a front end conversion on that. That I did. It was a $20,000 front end conversion. But I can go. Well, so when I'm riding, when I come to a stop, my wheels are upright. When I accelerate and go, my wheels turn just like a two-wheeler. Wow. I can lean into turns just like a two-wheeler.
Awesome. That is awesome.
So what year is your bike? Is it a 19 Road Glide? Renee?
Mine's a 2020. So it's a 2020. Yeah, it's a 2020 special. I went with it came factory with the 114. You know, I wanted the 114. I think you can get the standard. You can still get the standard, the 107, but I like the special with, you know, all blacked out, and you know, you had this year. I think you can get the 114 with the chrome package. The 2021s come with the 114 chrome package.
Oh, that's cool.
But prior to that, if you wanted the 114, you had to get the one that was all blacked out. So
all blacked out. Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
What kind of handlebars do you have on yours, Renee?
I went with the factory 47. I did the 14-inch factory 47, the signature bars. So man,
Kind
it's
of
perfect.
14-inch high rise, you mean?
Yeah, 14-inch risers, and it's got the
Yeah.
spearhead points. So it's there.
Okay.
Cool.
You
Oh, so
have a
it goes
picture
up
of it?
to a point and it comes down.
Let's see. How could I don't know if you can bring up my YouTube page or
Oh
let's
yeah,
see.
if you do the share, there should be a share link on the bottom, and you can bring up
Okay.
the page, and
It says
I'll
share
put,
right down there at the bottom.
You guys
Let's
continue
see.
talking. I'm learning new verbiage in terms of Harley stuff. So you guys, I'm just enjoying the conversation.
So real
Don't
quick,
mind, don't mind the
the
dog.
the Harley Davidson announced the Screaming Eagle 131 crate engine. It's a MSRP right now for $6,195.
Say that again. How much?
It's 6,000. Hold on, let me get there. $6,195 if you wanted to put that in your bike and the Harley.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
I don't see it on the
All
bottom
right,
here.
you gotta hit share. When you hit
Okay, let's
share, it'll bring up.
Okay.
When you hit share, it'll bring up the screen. Then highlight the screen that the one that you want, and then James will be able to bring it up.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you just had it. It just
Oh,
disappeared.
okay, hold on. Okay, I got it. Let's see. Share screen.
Yep.
Share
Yep.
screen. And then let me go.
I don't know how
it'll
to do
say
none of that
YouTube
stuff.
or whatever. Highlight
Okay.
that
Share.
and then hit share.
There you go. There it is. Let me add it. Here we go. There it is.
Okay.
Now we're showing. Yeah. Now we're seeing what you see.
Okay. This is my bike, guys. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Yeah. All right.
You should.
So let me ask you on the because James and I are both thinking about getting some ape hangers. Do they handle better or worse? Easier to handle or harder to handle than regular handlebars?
For me, I think it puts you at a little more natural riding position than the stock handlebars. For me, I'm like 5'11", so I'm just under 6 foot tall. So for me, I like to not have my hands a little further away from my waist. And the stock handlebars, they're about 10 inches, but they've got a real rounded kind of like a bullhorn shape, and you drive the bike with your elbows. When it's up high like that, for me, I'm able to kind of control the bike more with my upper body, my shoulders, and I couldn't go back to stock handlebars.
That's what I'm thinking. See, I've never ridden a bike with ape hangers on it to be able to see.
That is one badass looking bike, man. Those turn signals, mwah, I like that.
Did you go? I don't know if you saw my video. I just recently added the bagger lights that do the turn signal on there, on ours or on mine, the zero turn. And man, they make a world of difference.
That's what I did. I took off the T-bone bar. I did the turn signal eliminator kit, and I did the plasma rods. And
the plasma rods are bright, man.
Man, it definitely cleans up the back, and it also, it brightens it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
You have a channel as well.
What kind of work you do, Renee?
So I work for Border Patrol. So
nice.
Yeah. So I
So what you're saying is that you're really busy.
Yeah, well, you know what? Right now, my wife and I we had a baby, so we've got a 2-week-old. So I'm on vacation. Yeah, thank you. Hence the beard, right? Hence the facial hair. So I'm going to be off for about 3 months or so right now. So if I'm not hanging with my wife and the baby, I try to rip around town a little bit here and there, not go too far right now. But so that's what brings me to South Texas.
Okay.
Are you, if you don't mind asking, a boy or a girl?
Boy.
First child?
Boy.
Oh.
No, we've got So we've got 4 kids all together. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good.
That's congratulations. I got 2 boys myself, so.
Thank you.
And again, you can pass that Harley emblem down to them.
There you go, just bike, like that.
Wow. That bike is awesome. I got to check it. It looks like you have a channel, right?
Oh, yeah. So
tell
them about your channel real quick, too.
Yeah. So my YouTube channel, I kicked it off this January. It's called Road Glide Renee. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram under Road Glide Renee. It's really just me and just, you know, trying to get people excited about the motorcycle community, you know, the culture. I don't care what you ride. I'll ride with anybody from anywhere. I just got back from Daytona. I took 2 of my buddies to Daytona for Bike Week. They had never been before. It's probably my 4th time riding to Daytona. So we did an Iron Ass challenge from Mission, Texas. We did 1,000 miles to Tallahassee, Florida. So we did that. So we put in for those Iron Butt Association patches, and you know, my channel is all about having a good time, meeting good people, and installs and upgrades and reviews, and you know, really just moto vlogging. And you know, my goal is to just step foot on the lower 48 and, you know, do it on a motorcycle. So
and the cool thing is you can meet so many different people, man. It's just like crazy.
It is insane.
Yeah.
No,
So,
that's cool. And I told a Texas Rider before, I like to support smaller channels. Nothing wrong with the big channels. You know, I think Texas Rider, you watch Shade Tree as well, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
I think most people here he's probably like almost one of the first ones to start on YouTube. Oh, he was a bartender kind of like at night and doing videos and daytime, and they cut all that with the COVID thing, and now he has to do that full time. So
assuming you guys are using I mean, we have a laptop, but right now I'm on the phone, so I don't even know how to share things on this thing. But anyway, it doesn't matter, right? But I will check out your channel. Definitely, I will check out your channel.
Awesome. Yeah. You know, it's a work in progress, right? You know, so it's definitely you know, it's fun. You know, we work a lot, right? So my goal was to come out of this pandemic with you know, something different. You know, and I enjoy motorcycles, and I'm not the greatest editor or anything like that, but you know, I've been learning as I go, and you know, and I can stick a few clips together and put some music, and you know, but you know, I really I like to talk to people, and I like to get people involved and kind of go back and forth in the comments. And man, you know what, I've met people from all over the world. You know, I've got a few people from Australia, Europe. There's a guy that, you know, he's pretty cool. We've been kind of going back and forth with, and that the ice is broken, right? So the motorcycles, you know, just like now, you know, like that's it. It doesn't take much when you got a group of guys that like to ride.
And you know, feel like
where'd you
know Micro Dad and you like forever. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Hey, where'd you say you are in South Texas?
Down in Mission. So I'm in Mission.
So
yeah.
The end of
how far is that from Corpus Christi?
2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours, and I'm in Corpus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be in Corpus Christi tomorrow.
So John,
is that right?
Yeah, John Layton said he subscribed to you, Renee.
Awesome.
The guy in the chat. So
hey, I appreciate that, guys.
My question is, have you been to the Three Sisters yet?
That is on my bucket list for Texas, right? So the Twisted Sisters, right? I got my buddies that I took to Daytona. They did the Twisted Sisters, so we're gonna trade. So I took them to Daytona. They'd never been, so I took them for that, and then they're gonna take me to the Twisted Sisters. So we're definitely gonna swap that out, and I hear it's a real awesome ride.
The reason why I'm telling you now is because we're thinking about going April 30th. So you're welcome to come, man, if you're available. I don't know, it's too close to you having a baby and stuff like that, but we're gonna go down Friday, do the Three Sisters on Saturday, and then come back Sunday. You know, so
awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely put it in my calendar, man. That I got 3 months off, so hopefully, you know, hopefully
fly like that.
We'll do some,
it is. Yeah,
we'll do some collab motor vlogging, man. We're gonna take
absolutely
some out there.
Absolutely.
So Renee, are you new to Texas as well? Because I'm new to Texas.
You know, I say new, but man, I've lived here for going on 12 years. So I'm originally from Detroit. I'm originally from Michigan. I grew up north. Yeah. I grew up north, and once I had the chance to move south, that was it for me. You know, that you couldn't pry me out of Texas right now. So
I mean, it seems like everybody's moving to Texas right now. All of California, Florida.
Absolutely.
Oregonians. Hey, I think Texas Rider and Wizard Works. I think didn't you guys say that you are originally from Texas?
Yeah, we're from Houston.
Well,
Oh no, well he's not. I am.
Texas Ryder was born here in Texas. He was born here in Houston, but I was born in California, and but I grew up here since I was 5 years old.
Oh wow.
5 or 6 years old. I've been here in Texas then, and then there was time when I was in the military. I spent 26 months in Vietnam, and then after I got out of Vietnam, I married a girl that over in Hawaii, and we moved to Oklahoma because that's where she was from. And I graduated from OU, and then we got divorced, and I moved to California, moved back to Texas, California, Texas, and finally I ended up settling here.
You seem
So
to
I've
like
been here
once you
this
visit
time.
Texas. Yeah, once you visit Texas, that's it, man. You're stuck.
It's hard to get out of here.
It's in the blood.
Oh yeah.
That's it. I was born in Stockton, California. It's funny you say that, but so I was born in Stockton, raised in Detroit. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Lived in Georgia for a while.
I was born in San Bernardino, and my wife was born in Redlands.
Awesome.
So
we met in Denver.
So you went to Michigan, and then you decided to move to Texas?
So once I figured I could, get to college somewhere, I took off to Illinois. So I lived in Southern Illinois for a while. I've been all over. So both my parents were in the Navy, and before that, we traveled quite a bit. So I was up and down the West Coast, up and down the East Coast, and went from Illinois. Then I went over to the DC area. I lived in Baltimore for a while. Then I hit Georgia for a while, and finally made my way to Texas. So it's sweet. I've been quite a few places.
Well, I'm new to Texas, I guess.
I'm glad you're here in Texas.
Yeah. By the way, did you guys? So I drink sweet tea. And it's not just any sweet tea. It's Bush's Chicken sweet tea. So the other day, my wife sends me a video. Well, April Fool's. She sends me a video, and this was on the news. Those bastards decides to play a prank, and the CEO of Bush's Chicken says, "We will not be making or serving sweet tea anymore. Come and try our unsweetened tea." And this is on the news. And I don't know, I forgot it was April Fool's Day, and I was extremely pissed. I mean, I got so worked up. And then my wife sends me another video. She's like, "Hey, apparently it was just a joke. Relax. Don't you ever do that to me again.
Don't mess with a man's sweet tea. Don't do it."
I love Bush's Chicken. Their sweet tea and their chicken, but their sweet tea is amazing. It's sweet. It's, you can't get that at Walmart or HEB. It's not sweet. So, yeah, I went and stocked up on a couple of gallons of some good sweet tea.
There you go.
But, well, I'm probably going to check out your video, and I'll probably subscribe too. I want to support Texans. I do consider myself a Texan now, even though I don't have that slang of accent that,
Oh, you'll get there, man. You'll start talking like it.
Everybody's still saying y'all, sir.
Come on down here. What are you showing over here? Oh, I thought you were showing something.
Yeah, I was at the store the other day, and this guy's like, "Sir, can I help you with anything?" I'm like, "Who is he talking to?" "Oh, well, I am a man, sir. I'm used to, calling older people sir, and I'm in my 30s. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm in my 30s, so." It is what it is.
There you go. There you go, James. The Pack Talk White.
Oh, that's the one. So, Renee, do you use an intercom system or anything, or?
So I don't have one. My wife and we purchased a set from Amazon, and it held up pretty well. I think I'd like to maybe get one of the Cardo or the Sena ones.
Oh, the Cardos, man, we have two that Wizard and I have, man. It works awesome. At first it didn't because we had to constantly update everything, but they worked out the kinks and everything. We have the Pack Talk Slim.
Okay.
where we got the 2-pack, you know, because it was cheaper to do the 2-pack instead of just one each one, because it was almost, if we wouldn't have done the 2-pack, it would have been like $300, I think. But we ended up
Oh
doing the
wow,
2-pack. It was like 425 or something like that. So it's better to
that's
buy
not
one
bad.
too, you know. So
That's not bad at all. Yeah, I want to get one, and I got to figure out how to make sure it doesn't, like, because when I moto vlog, I have my GoPro mic in my helmet, so I you know, I'm kind of interested to see how, or if, you know, it's going to give me any feedback, or, you know, so I got to get one and play with it. I've been watching a couple reviews on what a couple of guys have been doing to kind of get that set up, and
so
you
do
know,
you have the
I
newer?
definitely want to.
You have the newer GoPro 9 or the 8?
I've got the 7, so I still have the I have the microphone adapter.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
see
have.
I see the media mods and all this kind of stuff, and, you know,
Right.
but my 7 doesn't, it hasn't failed me yet, man. So, you know, it's it's kind of the same technology. Just I do like the little pack where you don't have that adapter, but I've got a pretty solid mount, and I'm happy with it. So
Yeah, and I see. I even still recommend the 7s too, because the 7s is just as good as the 8s. Like if you wanted to,
yeah,
if I was gonna, I used the 8, and the only reason why I got it is because it was $100 off at that time, and that's because I actually had a 3, and I was using a 3 for the longest time, and then I upgraded all the way to an 8. But I was still looking at 7s because they were still reliable. They did almost as much as the 8 would, you know, and even the 9 as a second. If I
yeah.
was gonna go with the second view camera, I would even go with the 7 because it's cheaper. You know,
Absolutely. I have a 7 silver that I use as a forward facing, and the only drawback to that is that it doesn't have the replaceable batteries. But other
oh
than
yeah,
that, man, it's got a
right.
great lens. I mean, it shoots great. If I ever need to hop off the bike real quick, I have a little clamp. I take it with me, and if I want to shoot something off to the side, or I catch a good view of something, you know, I don't have to mess with my other one. And, you know, as long as I keep a little C charger there on the bike, and I mean, it holds up great. So, you
That's
know,
what I like
I'm
about the road or the street glides and road glides. They have a plug right there too. We can just plug that
absolutely,
right
yep.
in. So
You can
constantly
plug right into the cigarette lighter, or you
yeah,
can even plug into the USB cord there. So it's,
yep.
I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
And now the 7s, you can change the lens out too, right? Like if
Yes,
it
yeah,
cracks. Now the 8s,
yeah,
that's the problem is they stopped doing that because they figured, okay, GoPro is losing money because you can change your lenses yourself. And so the
yep,
8, if I were to something were to happen, well, I would have to send it out and get it redone again. But now I think when the 9s came out, now they went back to the rechangeable lens again.
yeah.
So
They just can't put it all in one package, either changeable
exactly, you
lens
know,
or the microphone adapter. You know, you're like, come on, guys. You know,
exactly, you know,
you know, they try to make it as difficult as possible, but
yeah, that's cool.
You guys doing anything special for Easter?
Just going to
I'm
church,
going to
really.
Corpus Christi.
yeah,
I'm-
we were gonna barbecue with the family, but you know, we're with the newborn, we're just gonna hang tight and, you know, just kind of hunker down and just, you know, have a little something here at the house. Just, you know,
Yeah,
This might be
keep
a
it
stupid.
relaxed this year.
we'll
This
do a
might
little
be a
bit of Easter
stupid
hunting.
question, but do people in Texas like do the whole Easter basket stuff, or
Oh yeah,
I'm Ukrainian? We kind of do the whole egg stuff, and I don't know. Do they do that here as well, or no?
yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
there'll be Easter egg hunts and you know, candy hunts and whatnot, and even and I'll give you a quick. There's a tradition down here where they fill the eggshells with like confetti, and that's a thing where you know, you can go and you can literally, you hunt them and then you smash them on each other and throw confetti everywhere. So
Yeah,
it's
there you
pretty
go.
cool. It's, you know, it's something that I, you know, 12 years ago when I got down here, you know, it was new to me, but man, it's great. The kids love it. You know, it's a great, you hunt the eggs and then it takes away, it's the whole, the thing, right? So you collect the eggshells and then the kids get to decorate them, and, you know, you fill them with confetti, and, you know, it's just keeping that tradition alive. So
Yeah,
I've
it's
looked
awesome.
into that. Yeah, we got, you know, I got 2 boys. We're doing a little basket, a little Easter egg hunt. So should be fun tomorrow. But
Awesome.
that sounds fun.
yeah, I gotta go get. The wife is like, you know, the kids are going to bed. You gotta get all that stuff ready. I'm like, I just got done with my yard.
Well,
or
Renee,
sometimes
we're
I'll
glad
throw
you
a lay
came.
in there.
Renee, we're glad you came on. Glad you joined in. I
Hey man,
subscribe to your channel.
you're welcome to come on anytime too, man. We just hang out. It's like a chat, and since we're in Texas, but we're kind of spread out here.
I think we
So
got it covered. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
So
there's another guy. He's actually from Utah, and he comes on too. As basically the panel is me, Wizard, and Dwayne, and then any guests that want to come on, they're welcome to come on anytime. Like Biker Dad, you, or anybody in the chat or whatever. So you're all welcome. You're all like family to us, So
Yeah, I've been bugging
awesome.
them for the last 2 episodes. So
we just come out, hang out, man, and just have a good time. Have a drink, smoke beer, whatever.
That's awesome. Nah, man, thanks for the invite. Like I said, you can tell motorcycle people and just the biker community. This is my first time here, and I thought I was going to be nervous, or I didn't know what to think. I've never done one of these before,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's just like sitting at a bar talking to some good friends. So
That's it, man.
That's what it is.
We
And,
share some awesome
and
stories. We'll even show, like, if you wanted to show a clip of like today's ride that you did, or whenever that you think is really awesome, you put that on, whatever. So when
we
Biker
also
Dad starts having,
we also have a
political
website,
rides, so.
Renee, and it's called txwriter.com.
okay,
Yeah, so
TX
we're
Rider.
gonna,
Yeah.
And
we're like you. We help other fellow bikers out, and in the community, and we're all family together, and we all
And
have to,
especially for me
especially.
right now because I'm getting into a cruiser. This is the first time, not this video, but a month ago, that was the first time I ever went live with Texas Rider,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, I was nervous too. But like you said, it's a biker. Doesn't matter what you ride, as long as you ride two wheels. Look at me. I'm
that's
coming
it.
from dual sport. I mean, it is as different as could be from cruiser motorcycles. Yeah, they're both motorcycles, but the lifestyle is way different. But at the
and
end of the day, we just have a good time. We talk, and that guy from Utah, it's a matter of in my opinion, it's a matter of time before he moves to Texas. Trust me,
And,
he'll move to Texas.
yeah, I know, right?
and we're not going to be on next, Renee. We're on every other Saturday. So
Yeah,
Okay.
we won't be on
we were
next
doing every
Saturday,
Saturday.
but the Saturday after that we'll be back on. So please
Yeah.
come back and join us.
You got it. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, it's a great time, guys. And, not only will I be here, but man, I'm burning up the road somewhere. I know there's a couple rest stops. I know I got some places to pull over and have a drink or whatever. And same here. If you guys ever make it, down to South Padre Island, or you find yourself in this area, by all means, we'll stay in touch and we'll do it. I love the highway. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask you guys one more question before we go? And it's kind of been bothering me lately a little bit. I did go to a Harley dealership to test. I tested the Sportster. I like the way they look, and I've been reading a lot about cruiser bikes, and they always talk about new riders and young riders. I've been riding for 16 years, but I'm a new rider to the cruiser market. And when I went to test ride the bikes, and no disrespect to older people, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm in my 30s.
I'm in my 40s, so.
I'm 35. I'll be 35 April 19th. So
yeah, so I feel like we're all young. You're a very young 74. And I kid you not, there was nobody. Maybe I think maybe there was one guy over 50 years old, maybe. But why is everybody saying that they're trying to attract younger riders? On that day when we were testing bikes, everybody would seem to be in their either 30s or 40s. Maybe a couple of guys in their 20s. I'm just curious, you guys' opinion. Is it really true that Harley's trying to do this, or is it just kind of like a rumor?
They're trying to do the street bikes with a younger crowd, I think. And there's a couple of videos out there saying that's why they came out with the street bikes. What is it? I forget what it's called.
That live wire, they got that. They got the live wire.
Yeah, the live wire. They're trying to. That's why
live wire. Yeah,
the younger crowd. Because it's more like, it looks like a street bike, and then there is a street there's a street bike. I think it's a 750 also.
There's a street 500 and a street 750.
That's what it
the
is,
500 is what they use for the rider course, and then the 750, for whatever reason, that little street 750 is real popular with the like the younger crowd. I mean, it's kind of like an in-town hopper, you know. They can still say they ride a Harley, but it still gives them that, you know, that little, they want something very, very practical. You know, they want to go from, you know, gas mileage and, you know, like that. So, you know, teach his own.
I just feel like maybe it's in Texas because there's so many people. And I'm like, what are they talking about? You know, younger crowd. Like, all these guys are not, you know, nobody's 90 years old here. Everybody's, to me, seem young. But I don't know. It's like, you know, it's just something I have been reading. I don't think Harley's going anywhere, like out of business. I think it's going to, I mean, they've been here for over 100 years, you know, almost 120 years. They're not going to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, they've been bought out so many times, but look, they're still around, you know.
They're still here.
They're still here. So
I don't know what young riders they're talking about.
What's your hat say? What's your hat say, Renee?
It says keep America muscle.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got a tack on there. Yeah, keep America muscle. So
yeah. It's like the old PTO days.
That's it.
So what do you when they like we were riding today, man, and there was like 2 people cut us off today. Is it like that over there? I mean, Texas is getting bad as far as the roads too, man. But do you run into a lot of stuff over where you are too? Like
down here, the motorcycle culture is not it's not revived, right? So it's especially in this area, the cars. I mean, you really have to be on the defensive. I mean, it's real. You know, you really have to be, you know, defensive. You really have to kind of know where you're going, and you know, and you have to be seen. You know, you have to be seen. We got travelers from 2 different countries, right? So we've got, you know, people from across the border, and then we've got the cell phone thing, and you know, people got things going on in their car. And the good thing is that I can be pretty much in the middle of town, and then I can be out in the, you know, I can be out on the 2-lane roads in less than 10-15 minutes. So I got the best of both worlds. I can hit the highway, and then I can also get out and get on the 2-lane, you know, kind of a more rural roads, paved, and get out and stretch my legs. So, you know. So
do you, as a border patrol, do you actually have a border patrol bike that you use, or you're in a car, or?
So we don't have, we have a patrol unit, right? So we have a motorcycle unit. That, you know, they've got dirt bikes and ATVs and all that stuff.
Right.
So I work at the ports of entry. So I work at the bridges where people can come and go, you know, legally, and you know, kind of facilitate that trade and travel.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna tell you a little quick story, real quick, Renee. My wife and I went down to Mexico, and we had a Eldorado Cadillac, you know, way back then, and I had a shotgun in the trunk. Okay? And I did not know you couldn't take guns into Mexico.
No, sir.
I went into Mexico with this shotgun in the trunk. Nobody found it. Nobody looked and anything. When I came back from Mexico and I got to the U.S. side, they wanted to look in the trunk. And they looked in the trunk and said, "You got a shotgun in here?" He said, and I said, "Yeah, I carry it for protection." He said, "You're lucky they didn't find it on the other side. Otherwise, your car had been a chicken coop by now."
That's it.
I mean, they let me come back. I mean, they didn't take anything or anything. But it's like, wow.
Yeah. If you get caught with ammunition or firearms, well, of course, all the bad guys have them, right? But if you were to get caught, the penalty is prison. There's no, you know, and there's a big sign at every exit when you exit the U.S. It's in big red and white letters, and it said illegal to carry firearms and ammunition into Mexico. And it says penalty. It says on the bottom, penalty, prison. So it's, you know, they really don't mess around with that.
So
No,
I don't know.
they know.
I don't know if you guys drove to California. Like, we would drive from Oregon to California, and down there they have some kind of. It's kind of like I don't know what you call it in English, but basically you drive up. They ask you if you have like fruit with you, what kind of food you have, right?
It's like a checkpoint
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah,
it's,
checkpoint.
Yeah.
a checkpoint.
So
It's a
let's say
checkpoint for plants, stuff like that.
so let's say if I was driving to Mexico, like I smoke cigarettes, obviously. If you come back, do they take everything, your food, your cigarettes away from you, or how is that? Or
So
is it
so
just-
on the way back in, right? So that's where we work, right? The way back in, basically you just declare what you have, right? There's some prohibited items, there's some controlled items, and there's some items that just don't come in at all. So just depending on what you're bringing back, right? The most goods can traverse the border without any problem. And then there are some things that just can't come in. So there are some restrictions, like the citrus doesn't come in, and things like that. But for the most part, if it's for personal use, personal items, stuff can just you declare it and it just comes in.
Oh, okay.
we went to Hawaii, and everybody, well, my wife was like, "Do you really need a carton of cigarettes?" Yeah, because they're $12 a pack down there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sure they're more cheaper. We're thinking about visiting Mexico for vacation at some point, and I'm sure they're cheaper down there than here, right? But
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of people go and you're allowed to bring in a carton, every visit. So a lot of people bring them back.
Yeah, I heard medicine and dental work. People go down to Mexico for dental work because it's so much cheaper. You can get all your teeth pulled like half the cost.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a big industry. Is the dental work, the medicine. You can get any surgery. For the most part, if a lot of people get LASIK or they get the big one now is the gastric bypass. People are getting that one in Mexico.
Wow,
Things like that.
you guys have a good one. It was nice seeing you. I'm gonna check out your channel. It seems like I need to get these baskets ready because
Yeah, I know, right?
they're gonna be done by themselves. It's a pleasure meeting you. Nice seeing you guys all. God
All right,
bless
too,
you.
man.
And I'll see you guys in God willing in
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Hey, so hopefully
2
you'll
weeks.
get your
All
bike in
right.
2 weeks, right? Or you won't
Take it
make your
easy, Michael,
decision
Dad.
yet.
Well, now I gotta
Bye.
go. Now I gotta go rethink this because apparently the Kawasaki
Damn,
sucks.
we messed them all up now.
Joking, it doesn't suck, but I'll go test ride a little bit more now. I really just I'm just gonna say this. Like I said, I buy a bike. I kept my last bike for 16 years, and I don't want to be buying a bike in another year. So I got to get it right the first time because I'm gonna be riding the crap out of it.
Yeah.
So
The Harleys, man, ride it like you stole it, man.
That's it. That's it.
yes, you guys are right. Anyway, y'all have a good one. God bless you, and I'll see you guys in 2
All right,
weeks.
God
Peace.
bless you too.
All
man.
right.
Take it
We'll
easy.
see you later.
Take it
Right,
easy.
bye bye.
All right, cool, man.
All
I
right.
guess
Well,
normally this is an hour show, but I mean, who cares if it goes over? Like you said, man, we always hang out where we meet each other, we kind of hang out. But hey, you're more than welcome to come on anytime too, and hang out with us. So, but keep in mind on the 30th, if you want to go, we have about 4 guys right now that want to go with us. So from here,
Sounds good.
So
Sounds good. I'll definitely
Well,
talk it over with the queen, talk it over with
yeah,
the
I know,
wife,
right?
and
I have to do the same thing.
and we'll go from there. But no, man, I had a great time. Like I said, I'll be back on next Saturday. If you guys are here, we'll do it at the same time, same place.
Yeah, we'll
a
be
week, 2 weeks.
yeah, the 17th will be on.
Okay, 2 weeks from now. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Come back
Like I
and see
said,
us,
we'll
man.
talk before then. We'll keep in touch and stuff like that, and I'll give you my phone number and all that through Instagram if you want to hang out, or whatever, So,
Sounds good.
all right, man.
Hey, y'all have a happy Easter, man.
All right, you too.
All
Happy
right, you
Easter.
too.
All right,
Take care.
Happy
I'll check you guys later. All right,
take
later.
it easy.
Later. Bye.
All right, that will wrap up the
All right.
Texas Rider Show. We had a good time tonight. We had a new guy we just met on. I just met him today on Instagram. It's all about family. Who cares what you ride or what you ride or who you ride? It doesn't matter. So that's going to be the end of the show. You guys have a good one. Happy Easter. God bless
Happy
everyone.
Easter.
And Wayne,
God bless.
hopefully we'll see you on the next show. And everyone take care. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time, man. Take it easy.
Yep. Happy Easter and God bless.
Happy Easter.